If you want to do damage in the arena, you need to ignore defense. What's up, guys? Sam the Raid Man back at you today with another video. Today we're going to be talking about ignoring defense and how to get the best set that helps you do that. If you want to have success in any level of arena, especially the higher you get in gold 4, 5, and platinum, you need to ignore the enemy's defense. It's really the best way to do serious damage and nuke them down. Now, there's lots of ways to ignore defense. Some of the easiest ways and the most meta ways would be to find a champion who has it in their kit, i.e. Baron will ignore 50% of the target's defense. This is huge in and of itself. If you add him with a Savage and a Cruel set, he is ignoring 80% of their defense with a chance of Helm Smasher ignoring over 100% defense, which is all their defense, which is pure damage. That is amazing. There's a few other champions that can do it. Jorjid is awesome, and he has a chance of doing it on his passive, 50% chance to ignore 50% defense. He is amazing, but pretty much any nuker you have in the game, with the exception of maybe like a Mortu Macabre or somebody who already ignores defense completely, the way you're going to want to do it is with either Savage gear or Lethal gear. And today we're going to be talking about Lethal gear because it's essentially Savage but upgraded for two reasons. Reason number one, it comes with 10% crit rate. Ignores 25% of enemy defense is simply what Savage does. Savage gear just ignores 25% defense. We go to the set. Ignores 25% defense. Lethal gear, 25% defense ignored, plus crit rate 10%. Now, when I first heard this, I said, okay, that's clearly an upgrade. It's not that big of an upgrade, but it kind of is. 10% is a big deal when you only need 85% more because you start with 15. So now you only need 75% more outside of this. So that makes the stat requirement easier. Get more speed, get more attack, get more crit damage. Secondly to that is the way that you get it is so much more easy and so much more consistent. If I want Savage gear, I got to go to the Fire Knight, which is a very tough dungeon. Say I'm over here at Fire Knight 25. Right, I got this team that I run, and when I run it, assuming I win, there's 9 sets I can get, and Savage is only one of those sets. So essentially, it is a 11.111% chance of getting Savage every time I beat it. Now, I'm not going to worry about rates and drops and things like that, but when you beat the Doom Tower, when you beat the Dark Fae and Doom Tower, you can just build your Savage gear here in the Forge, and this will be a Savage piece every time. Plus, you get upgraded chances with rank charms and rarity charms. You can try and pick what weapons are going to be, or what slot they're going to be, and you can also try and boost their substats. Like, say I want more crit rate, say I want more crit damage, more speed. And another thing too is, if I want to get one piece of Savage gear, it typically takes, like I said, about 9 runs, statistically speaking, of Fire Knight, versus, and that's 180 energy, versus I get these keys every day, 15 plus whatever room once I get from the secret rooms. Now, this is the team I beat, and I want to show you guys really quickly. Basically, the way that this fight works, there's lots of other strategies. If you want me to make a video spotlighting some of those other teams, I'm happy to do that. We can definitely do that. But basically, you kind of have to treat it like an arena battle. You automatically go first against your mirror copy images, so you need somebody who does something like what Lissandra does. And lots of people do it. Lissandra is best at it. So what Lissandra does, she's going to go first, and we're going to make her open with this ability. Increase speed on all allies, fills the turn meter of all allies, decreases the turn meter of all enemy allies. This is big. That boosts us forward and them backwards, which guarantees all of my team, at least the first few of my team, will go first. So then from then on, my faster lure is going to cut in, and then my Baron is going to nuke them down. This Baron can be anybody. Now, granted, the better you build your champions, like my Lissandra's kind of tanky, my Royal Guard's a little bit tanky, the better you build them, the better nuker you're going to be. If I'm building this type of team with 2 Armigers, a Deacon Armstrong, and I don't know, maybe a Cold Heart, then this can probably be a Kayle, because those aren't going to be built near as well, especially if I'm in the earlier game. But Kayle cannot nuke these guys down, pretty much no matter what gear I put them. So the better your champions and your Great Hall and everything is, the better your nuker has to be. But Baron is amazing for this. Let me go ahead and show you guys one quick run. And I want to show you this just because I think it is important to see how easy this is. Also, it's free. If this does fail, something does go wrong, then guess what? We don't lose our key. If you fail a Fire Knight run, you get a 3% or you get a weak hit, then you just lose, and you lose your energy that you put into it. Now, I will say, I'm not saying this is the fastest team by any means, but it's a very consistent team. I've really rarely seen it lose. My second Allure isn't built super well. I could definitely rebuild her. And it's not optimized to try and clear the wave super fast. There's lots of variations with like a Herndig or a Septimus or somebody like that who clears the waves really fast. But that was 40 seconds. And then we'll slow it down. So Lysandra, turn meter. Our Allure is going to hit their highest turn meter, which is their Lysandra. Baron nukes. And then at this point, it's just trying to keep that boss's turn meter down. And sometimes it will get a turn. Exhaustion is big. This Allure's A1 is big. If we put decreased speed on it, we've got it, which Royal Guard brings in his kit. That's part of why he's so good here. Decreased speed. The boss is never going to get a turn now. Now, Baron at this point doesn't do near as much damage. The Allures do okay damage, but really it's all about Royal Guard. And he's not super optimized. I've kind of flip-flopped his build back and forth. But the battle is essentially over. It's just how fast can we beat him. And it took us 40 seconds. We're clearing the wave, and now we're going to slowly nuke him down. You can see that Skypiercer doesn't do near as much damage here, but that's okay. And while this is running, I just want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit more. Lethal Gear, it takes a while to build up good sets. But what you should be doing is beating the Dark Fae at the highest level, even if it's normal, the highest level that you can beat consistently, farming that 15 times a day, maybe 16, whatever, as many times as you can per day. It is the best rewards from any Doom Tower boss in the game. I don't think that's even really a question. It is so good, and Savage Gear is so hard to get. I know there's so many in-game players that really don't even farm Fire Knight that much anymore because it takes so much energy to get Savage, and they've got such good Savage pieces as it's really hard to get something that they're ever going to consider. Versus the Forge, it's kind of easy. I mean, you just get 6-star and legendary pieces so often. I know I save up my rank charms, my rarity charms for Dark Fae, essentially. I use it a little bit on Perception, but I get so much Perception, the pieces that you need to forge them from the Faction Wars, that I stop using them too much. And really, I try and just reserve it for the Lethal Gear. And I probably will wait to forge the rest of this Lethal Gear until I have more rank and rarity charms, because it is that good. Now, again, I'm not trying to say this is the fastest team. You can definitely go online and find faster teams on YouTube. I can try and make videos about faster teams. But also for me, nobody here is re-geared for this fight, right? It would make more sense if this Allure was slower than Baron. But my Baron's already at 240. I don't want him going faster than that. His damage will suffer if I do that. If I slow my Allure down, my Fire Knight team will suffer from that. So I don't want to do that. This team works. It is very rare that the other copies ever get a turn. I don't think they have. And every now and then, within 14 runs a day, she'll swap one of my champions. But my Allure is just A1 into the champion, and he also A1s into the boss. So typically we just get them back, and it's not a big deal. So 321 there. 255 is my best speed. That is plenty fast enough where I'm happy to just let that run, because you can use 2 keys at a time. Let that run 7-8 times a day, and that's totally fine. And that's totally worth it to me. We got 4 legendary phase spheres and 5 rare ones. Right? Those rare or epic. 5 epic ones. And this gear set is amazing. Now, like I said, it takes a while to build up, and I'm still building it up. This is the first champion I've built out. He needs to level some gear up. He needs to glyph everything. But you can see we've built him up pretty well. Very slow. 6,500 attack almost. 100% crit rate. 255% crit damage. Now, if we didn't have lethal, this was Savage, he would have, because it was the crit rate is at 100, he would have 92 without the set bonus, so we would need to get 10% more crit rate, which means we would lose some of this crit damage or some of this attack. Now, like I say, I haven't been farming this stuff for super long, but I got triple crit damage with a flat attack, crit rate, and speed on it. Attack percent, crit rate, speed. That one's just fine, but it's the best weapon I had. Speed, crit rate, crit damage. I mean, this is an epic 5-star piece, so it's not like it's amazing. This is only going to get better and better. We got a Savage Glove. We got 5-star attack percent with crit rate and speed on it. And we got 6-star attack percent boots with speed, crit rate, crit damage on it. Now, this is a little slow build, but he can be used for Minotaur farming. He can be used for Ghost Second Arena teams. He can be used for Necret teams where he's protected. He can be used in Cardinal teams where you go really slow, you die, she brings him back. And really, this isn't going to be a spotlight video so much as kind of I want you guys to realize how important that the Dark Fae is, how important it is to beat her every single day, and how important it is to ignore defense in the arena. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.